Welcome everyone to another episode on our channel. Some time ago, I compared a Redman Toys head sculpt and hat, what was advertised on eBay as a Redman head sculpt and hat, to a Present Toys head sculpt and hat. And to me, the differences were quite clear. This was the better head sculpt. I had no reason to doubt this to be authentic as Redman Toys, in the sense that if you take the hat off, you'll find that the head is bald and it has notches that the hat can fit into. I'm not going to do it because it's hard to get the hat back on. But that is typical of Redman Toys with Tombstone characters, at least with Wyatt Earp. He came with two heads, one that you could take the hat off and it was bald underneath and had notches, and then a head that just had hair on it, so that head could be hatless. So I had no reason to doubt the legitimacy of this head. But then I saw some photos, just doing some searches on the internet, of Redman, Val Kilmer, and that head looked a little bit different than this one, I thought. So I wanted to get from the same distributor, Toys Wonderland, Val Kilmer made by Redman, and then compare it to Val Kilmer made by Present Toys. So we're going to pause now and I'm going to set up to open up this baby, and then we'll do some comparisons. The first thing I notice about the box is it's less wide than the Present Toys boxes, which means that's more fiscally responsible. I would think that the savings would go on to the consumer. In addition, it's a very simple box. There's no drawing, there's no photograph, nothing on the box that makes it stand out. So I would think that because it's smaller, there's nothing that stands out with the box, those savings would be passed on to the consumer. But this costs $134.98, almost $135, whereas the Present Toys Val Kilmer now costs $68.52. So this is almost 2 times more than the Present Toys figure. So already I'm not impressed, because for all intents and purposes, the savings they have made already should reflect a lower price from my perspective, which it does not. So let's open it and see what we have on the inside. All right, so we have probably, my guess, maybe similar to Present Toys, is that it's going to just have a few pieces of tape. Goodness, it's like that. What kind of tape are they using? Oh, there we go. Guess the angle made a difference. Oh, only one piece of tape. So they saved on tape as well. And they didn't pass the savings on to us. So, yay. Still not impressed. Oh, okay. And this is lighter plastic on top of it. All right. Definitely still not impressed. And again, I said before, look, nothing stands out really about the box. There are no dings in it, thank goodness. So there you go. Nothing stands out. Now, let's see. Does it open? Oh, it has a magnet. Sometimes they open. You heard the creaking? I don't think this has ever been opened, which is good. And it means it's brand new. So what happens is that they have a magnet. You can see them, can't you? Boom, click. That's kind of nice. It's always better to either be able to slip the box off or to have a magnet Hot Toys still uses the sticky adhesive tape, and you have to kind of unfold the top or the bottom and get the plastic out, which I'm not too impressed with for Hot Toys. And they're a great company. So anyway, it has the cover just like Present Toys would. Okay, so they have two sets of things going on here. So they have the figure. Okay. And they have the hat. Figure hat. Let me put that down there because I want to get one more thing out. I think there's one more thing here. Oh, okay, a couple more things. Just making sure. I'm going to get that way out of the way now. All right, so they have some shotgun shells, a cigarette. Oh, and there's that nice touch that I saw for the first time on Al Pacino, a ring that literally comes off the figure because it's not on the figure right now. So we have some shotgun shells, a cigarette, and a ring in this bag. And we have what looks like our little kind of gem-like things that may be part of his vest in case you lose a piece. Oh, part of the shirt. In case you lose a piece, you can, glue a piece back on. So that part's good. Okay. So this is what I was talking about with the head. This is how a Redman head with a notched hat looks like. You cannot display it without the hat. Sometimes these things are hard, very hard to get on. So I think I got it on. All right, there we go. So the head doesn't look as bad as my old head does. So I'm starting to think maybe I got definitely a different head. I think this one does definitely look better. We'll compare them after a bit. All right, so let's see what else we have in here. We've got the stand, and I remember purchasing several stands like this over eBay that had basically the word Marshall along the edge, and I would replace that with each Tombstone character's names: Wyatt Earp, Virgil Earp, Morgan Earp, Johnny Ringo, and Doc Holliday. So this already has Doc on it. Okay, that's nice. And I do like that, this particular photograph. So I like that. And again, where sometimes the first time you try to get this, oh God, again, that one is so easy. I love it when that does that. Okay, so that went in easy. There we are. It's a nice stand, isn't it? I think so anyway. And there's a necktie, it looks like. So if I open this up, she does have a gray Western necktie. Oh, okay. He does have, so there are more accessories in here. He does have the shotgun, which, since it came with shotgun shells, my guess is it's going to open up. And sure enough, it does. So you can take those shotgun shells and put them in there nicely. Now on the Present Toys one, you could open it up, but the holes were too short for shotgun shells to actually literally fit into them. So if I take one shell, definitely fits. definitely fits. You can see them in there, and it closes. So that part is very nice. Okay. So in terms of shotgun, this is a better shotgun in the sense that you can actually literally get shotgun shells in there. Now, could you create shorter shotgun shells and have the facade of short shotgun shells in the Present Toys shotgun? Of course, you could. The ring is a nice touch. We didn't have that with Present Toys. In the cigarette, we do know he smoked. All right, so if we put Val Kilmer on the stand, how does he look? Well, it's interesting. His neck looks a wee bit too long. And his clothing is not as tailored as the other one. We'll see that in comparison after a while. And he comes with 2 sets of additional hands. Let me put him off to the side first. Well, out of the way. So he has 2 sets of additional hands, just like Present Toys did. Okay. So we have one trigger finger here, one kind of semi-closed hand. Yeah, okay. And then we have kind of hands that are kind of like in an okay kind of gesture. Oh, I know what it's for. It's to hold the cigarette. Okay. So rounded. So he comes with relaxed hands on the body. He comes with one trigger hand, the right hand, and close but not a trigger finger hand, and then 2 kind of tighter grip hands, or can hold a cigarette. Okay, so 2 sets of hands, just like the Present Toys figure did. And the only other things I see, well, I see, what's here? I see more than a couple other things. Oh, he has a knife. So that's a nice accessory. He has actually literally 2 knives. They're slightly different. One is completely white with the handle, and the other one has a little silver at the top. I don't know if you can see the silver at the top. Okay. So 2 knives. All right. And he also has 2 guns. So he has the regular size gun, you can see here, right? And then he has the shorter gun. Well, it doesn't really seem shorter, but it has a more rounded, what do you call it? You know what I mean. Handle. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll pause. I think that's pretty much it for accessories. We'll pause. We'll get him set up and then talk about him as a separate figure. And then we'll bring the Present Toys back and do a comparison between the 2. All right. Okay, we're back. And we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly regarding this character. I love the stand. This is the stand that came with Wyatt Earp. I got the full set for that one. And it had Marshall on this triangular shaped piece that goes on top of the stand. So this one says Doc. I got several stands, 4 additional stands, put Wyatt Earp over Marshall, and then put Doc Holliday over Marshall, and then put Virgil Earp and Morgan Earp, you know, so I had identical stands for my figures. And Johnny Ringo. I guess the same stand for Johnny Ringo. I don't know if I'm in love with this triangular shaped piece that most stands come with these days. I was kind of getting used to the Present Toy stands where they just had the very simple picture and the name of the movie on it. So, but I do like the pictures of the guys on the stand here. So that's definitely a plus. Love the shotgun. So it weighs a little bit more than the Present Toys shotgun. It opens up just like the Present Toys shotgun does. And you can put shotgun shells into the shotgun. That's kind of a nice touch. With the Present Toys shotgun, the holes aren't long enough to put shotgun shells into it. But if you cut a shotgun shell, you can make them fit if you get them short enough. You know, have the illusion of having shotgun shells in them. So, but that's nice that you can get a full shotgun shell, 2 of them, into the shotgun. The hammers come back. That's a very nice touch. So I love the shotgun. Okay, what else? Let me get him on the stand. All right. Okay. All right, so I don't know, this neck is killing me. It's an ostrich neck. It's way too long. If his shirt was up higher, that would look a lot better. But as is, that neck is way too long. I do like the color of the vest. It's red. That's wonderful. Oh, I should mention the tie. It's not made of elastic. You know, the thing that goes around the neck, it's not made of elastic, so you can't pull it and pull it over the head. You'd either have to take the head off, put the necktie on, and then put the head back on, or you have to take the thing that's holding the necktie together in the back, you have to pull it apart. Basically break the ends, you know, kind of tear it apart, and then reglue it back on in order to get that necktie to fit. And once you do get it on, I don't like, you know, opening up vests if I have to. So I just get a piece of the necktie started and then just push it in with a flathead screwdriver. Just work it in, boom, boom, until it's in. Less likely to ruin something that way. But that was bizarre. I was expecting an elastic kind of thing around the neck to make it easier to go on. And that really shocked me that that wasn't the case. In fact, it took me a while to get set back up to finish out this segment because I was trying to make the tie fit on the guy. So that was very frustrating. I love that they have 2 guns, and one of them actually fits into the holster rig. But there's not a second holster here. And I looked for another holster. I couldn't find another holster. So where do you put the other gun? You either put it in his hand or you put it in his pants. So I opted to put it in his pants. So it's nice to have 2 guns, but it's nice to have places to put the 2 guns. And it's nice to have 2 knives, you know, and they're different knives. That's kind of cool. But there are no sheaths to put the knives into. So what do you do with them? You could perhaps have them hold a knife, but this hand, actually these 2 hands that are kind of rounded, they'll hold a cigarette, but I think you can easily see with this hand, they're not going to hold a knife. If you put a knife in there, what's it going to do? It's just going to fall out the other side. There's no way to make it hold a knife unless you use it between the two fingers. And that's not smart, actually, to hold the knife like that. That doesn't make any sense. The only other way to make the knife fit is like with the trigger finger, there's a little space between the fingers. I can make the knife fit that way. I don't know what they were thinking. And with the relaxed hand, there's a little space in there, so you could make the knife fit in there. I don't know what they're thinking. Where are the sheaths? I don't get it. So basically, the knives are worthless. This is a false pocket, so I can put the knife in there. And in the back pocket, it only goes down so far, so the knife really doesn't fit in there either. And there's way too much space. Well, maybe with one of these fingers, sets of fingers, the knife would fit if you bend it apart enough. Yep, there you go. But that's not how you hold a knife. I'm sorry. Unless there's something I don't know, you don't hold a knife like that. So the knives are nice, except I don't know what to do with them other than to display them somehow. That's kind of stupid. Now, the cigarette, though, I mean, they did design two hands to be able to hold the cigarette. Kind of. Maybe you have to find the tighter of the two hands. All right. Oh, good. I did get him to hold that cigarette. So that part, that's kind of cool. All right. And the ring, that's cool too. I just don't remember him wearing a ring, but I wasn't looking for that when I watched the movie. So, in summary, I like the red vest. I like the white-handled guns. I don't like that there's only one holster. I like the shotgun. I like the stand. I like the cigarette that can be held by one of two hands, or two separate hands, I should say, right-handed and left-handed. I like that. Other than that, I don't think I would pay twice as much compared to Present toys. So we'll pause, we'll bring Present toys back out, and then my custom that I made, and kind of compare all three. Welcome back, everyone. So the point of this whole video was that I wasn't sure if I actually got a Redman head sculpt and hat, or if I got a knockoff head and hat that was advertised as Redman. The cord is still out about that. It is shaped like a Redman head. The hat comes off. It's bald underneath the hat, and there are notches to put the hat on over the head. So it may be an older version of Redman, but that doesn't matter per se. I do have an actual Redman here, so I'm just going to move him out of the picture and focus on these two Val Kilmers as Doc Holliday. I really cannot stand his ostrich neck. The skin tone is pretty good in both figures, but I really can't stand that neck. I don't like the fact that the necktie wasn't elastic with the wraparound parts. So it's either take the head off, get the necktie on, or take the necktie apart. I mean, literally take it apart, re-glue it back together to get it on. That was kind of silly. I like the idea of getting 2 knives with this figure, with the Redman figure, but I don't know what to do with them. Cigarette's a nice touch. You can put it in somebody's hand for Redman. Both hands would, the right and left hand would hold the cigarette. There's a ring that's kind of nice. But overall, it's clear in my mind. Oh, the other thing is, again, 2 guns are nice, but there's only a holster for one. I do like the idea of getting a holster for each gun. And this only came with 1 gun, and it had a holster for it. So I paid half the price for this one than I paid for this one. I would have expected a lot more for what I got for this one. So I'm not too happy with Redman. There's some tiny nice things here, like I said, the vest, cigarette, the ring, the shotgun, the stand. But to me, that's not worth twice the money. So in the end, this is my guy, the tailored one. Sharp looking. So I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, please consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, have a great day.